Well, hello there and welcome back to another tutorial right here on Pageant Planet. My name is Deidra Murphy, and not only am I a contributor here on Pageant Planet, but I am also a personal fashion stylist, owner of Style by Deidra. So check out my free resources at stylebydeidra.com. Today we are talking about some poses for pageant headshots. Now, gone are the days of the super posy pageant headshots. Although we are posed, we're not doing the whole glamorous shots. I picture the feather boas and very like 1980s mall glamour shots. So today's styling of pageant headshots should still have an air of classic styling as well as a little bit of modern trendiness to them. I personally love just a classic headshot, no hands or limbs in the pose itself, just a straight on looking at the camera, maybe a little bit of a slight breeze in the photo if it's natural, looking head on, and a nice pose to either direction ever so slightly based on what your best side is. So it's kind of funny, I know for a fact that my left side is always my best side, so my husband actually always goes to my right hand side knowing that I want to ever so slightly turn to the left to just create a better image for myself on any photo, even if it's just on an iPhone. So I would give you the tip of figuring out what your best side is. Maybe have a friend take a couple different shots of you from your left side versus your right side versus straight on, and just see what feels like it looks a little bit better. Once you have that figured out, whenever you take your pageant headshots, ever so slightly turn to that angle just a touch. Now granted, you're probably going to be using a professional photographer, so your photographer should be able to help you decide which angle is going to be best for your features as well. Another pose that I also really like personally is the barely grazing under the chin kind of headshot. You might have your hand ever so slightly up, your photographer might have you kind of leaning on something, but just very gentle, very soft, very natural. That way you just come across as you shining through the photograph rather than feeling really awkward and oddly placed in the photo, because these are the headshots that your judges are going to get before they even meet you. They're probably going to get this in your bio sheet or in the program book prior to even meeting you for your interview and your competition. Now, another great pose is kind of the turned to the side and leaning over your shoulder one. That's another good one as well. And now granted, I'm talking about headshots for your upcoming competition where you're not really wearing a crown and banner. Now, if you are doing some shots once you are a title holder and you have a crown and a sash, I love some of the ones where girls are hanging onto their crown by their finger or holding onto their sash out in front of them, or even, wearing the sash and holding the crown in front of them, or vice versa. Just different ways to help create a different look and feel to your shots and your photography session with your professional photographer. And again, these are some different ways that you can incorporate a style of your personality. So if you love to wear bright colored outfits, maybe you would just be holding your sash rather than wearing it, so that way your outfit can really be a part of the photograph and really help pop on the scene itself. Again, some other poses your photographer should be able to come up with, but I personally just like really simple photography, one that's not like overdone, looking straight at the camera, so that way the judges can really get a sense of who you are and connect with you. Now, there's a lot of conversation about the smile, no smile. Do whatever feels and looks best for you. Again, maybe get together with a friend and just take a few sample photos. Try doing some of the non-smile, serious face look pictures, doing the full teeth smile, doing kind of a half chuckle smile. Feel out what feels natural while you're doing the photos themselves, and then look back at the pictures and figure out what poses of your face you like the best. And if you can, try to bring that smile naturally up to your eyes. So if you think about it, kind of like think of something funny, and it'll help bring that natural glow to your eyes and kind of bring up the corners of your eyes in a way that resonates through the photograph even later on. I would highly recommend not going overly edited and overly touched up and photoshopped on your photos. Again, that's something that you would work with your particular photographer, but you don't want to come off as a stamp on the photograph itself. You still want to look really natural, really like who you are, because they don't want to see somebody in one picture and then have that person walk into an interview room and not realize that it's the same person walking in. Now, I know that's a lot of information all about pageant headshots, so if there's some other questions that you have, please contact me. Again, go to stylebydeidra.com or find me on all social media at stylebydeidra, and we can start figuring out how to work one-on-one to style you up for your next headshot session or photography session as you head into the pageant season. And again, if you want to connect with other pageant professionals or get updates on what the newest and latest pageant information is, create a profile right here on pageantplanet.com to get connected with other professionals today. I'll see you inside.